Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show. I'm very excited today to talk to you about our conversation today. We're going to be discussing living luxuriously. We have our special guest, Keisha Nicole, with us. Hi, Keisha.
Hi.
And of course, we have my co-host, Sonia and Sharita, with us.
Hello.
But first, I really want to acknowledge that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it's really important for us as Black women to get tested. I read somewhere that Black women notoriously have very dense breasts, which for whatever reason makes us more susceptible to breast cancer or the most vigorous forms of breast cancer. And so we want to get ahead of that so that we can catch it in its early stages if we do have it. And then our chances of recovery are much greater. So I'm an advocate for getting mammograms, and I am committing to getting one this month. It's my time. I remember a time when they were saying, you only need to get a mammogram if you're over 50. Then they lowered it to 45. Then they lowered it to 40. I don't think there should be a limit. If you are a Black woman and you have historically dense breasts, you should get them whenever you can, because it's important that we try to save our lives. We shouldn't have to wait on an insurance company to tell us when we should get a breast cancer exam. So please go get your breast cancer exams, get your mammograms. They're in 3D now. They're very high tech, and they can pick up on stuff a lot quicker these days than they have in the past. So have you ladies gotten yours yet?
Not yet.
Absolutely. I get mine yearly. So I just had mine last month. Yep. And I'm wearing pink
I see.
in solidarity with all of the ladies who definitely need, as she says, to be checked. Whether you're 30 or 50 or 40, you absolutely have to do it.
What about you, Sonia? She's frozen.
She was moving just a minute ago. Yeah, she's having a little technical difficulties.
Well, we'll move right along. So Keisha Nicole started a Facebook group called Black Girl Luxury, and it is a fascinating group. I am highly recommending everyone listening to join her group because it is fascinating. You will learn a lot. You will laugh a lot. You will get inspired. And you can also share your own successes. So I just want to say again, welcome, Keisha Nicole. Tell us how you came about creating this Facebook group. Can you hear us, Keisha?
I don't know if she can hear us. Can you hear us, Keisha?
Can y'all hear me?
There we go. Yeah, that's better.
Uh-oh. Well, we lost everybody.
Wow. Well, we thought we were doing something good today, getting started early. So, well, what should we talk about until we get everybody back?
Well, so she's coming back.
Oh, she's back?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Yeah, it happens, believe me.
Yeah. So were you able to hear my question at all?
I heard the beginning of the introduction. I didn't hear the question.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying that we were very, I was lucky enough to find your Facebook group, and Black Girl Luxury is a very inspiring group. It's funny. It's all things luxurious that we can aspire to be, and we can share our successes. And my question to you was, how did you come about creating this group?
Well, first, can I say thank you for the invite? You know how you say create what you want to see. You know, if there's something that you want, you create it. If you're having difficulty, finding it. So that's what I was missing on my timeline. I saw, all types of, different information or whatever, but I knew what I wanted to see. So I began making the posts. I would, I was already somewhat of a content creator on my own personal page, and I've had a previous business page in the past. So it had similar content, but I just decided to create the group, and it just grew exponentially. Like it's still mind blowing how much it's grown. But it just started for me continuing to create the content that I created on my other pages.
When did you start it? When did you start it, Keisha?
February of last year.
Of last year?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
How many followers do you have?
As of now, I think it's 347,000.
Wow. In a year.
347,000 women who want to talk about luxury.
Yes.
That is a lot.
It is.
And that is admirable. I really commend you for
you.
creating this niche that we desperately needed, obviously.
Right. Everybody said
but,
they found their tribe.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it just takes one person to do it, right? One person to get it started. Yeah, that is amazing.
So when did you realize, I think I have a hit. I think this is going to be something. When did you realize that?
I think when I got to 100,000 in like a few months. And I just knew, and everybody, I would get those posts, like the pending posts. I love this group. Like as soon as people would come in, and now I get a couple hundred every week of people just saying, I just love this group. But I think I knew after a few months. And, after a few posts kind of go viral, you kind of understand like, okay, maybe they get it.
What did you do? Did you actively do something to create this buzz, or was it just a organic
It's
growth?
very organic. I'm one of the laziest people you'll meet. So I didn't really put much thought into it. It just comes natural because, I share things that I like. And it just so happened that, several thousand women agree, we all had the same interest, but I didn't do anything special.
Wow.
Didn't have to buy any ads or anything like that. Pay for followers, so it's just organic.
That's awesome.
I'm impressed because, that's unheard of without any extra effort on your part. This thing has just taken off.
No moderators. It's just been myself the whole time.
Yeah, because the only
thing in the group.
No, I was just going to say the only thing that I can think of that takes off that fast is normally like a TikTok post, because TikTok has so many followers. And so normally if that happens, it's usually somebody's done something with the TikTok posting, but that is amazing.
I try to tell people TikTok me and Black Girl Luxury me are like two totally different people. So, so I wouldn't even connect.
So we'll check on TikTok.
Don't waste time.
So give us the purpose of your group. Like what do you stand on in Black Girl?
So I originally just made it to share content. It was never my intent to have women come in and share their stories. That never even crossed my mind. It was just, I wanted to share places to travel. If you've seen the group, like the cover photo is normalized Black Girl Luxury. So I wanted to create this space where it was something in front of us that we can constantly see. And it wasn't abnormal, like seeing us go on these exotic trips and, buy these exotic cars and helicopters and yachts. That's what I wanted it to be normal to see. And people are so shocked because it's not something that you see online all the time. It's not that we're not doing it. It's just we didn't have the space to see it. So that's what it originally came from. And then even though I was getting content from other people, now the members are starting to share their content. So that's why it's become more people telling their own personal stories. But the original purpose was just to put it on the forefront and celebrate us. And I don't know if some people can pick up that I don't really, I have zero tolerance for negativity. So even if it's you speaking about yourself, and so there's been a recent post when I try to clarify about a lot of times when we tell our stories, we lead with the bottom. And even though it may have taken us that to get to where we are, that's not what the group is for. I want us to celebrate this, celebrate the luxuries and just have that in the forefront, because even subconsciously you still be battling with that. So it's more like a psychological thing also. So the more you celebrate it, the more you see it, the more, you crave it, you desire it, the more you feel comfortable with it. So that's all it is. It's just constantly feeding our mentals with these visions of success and luxury.
So I also noticed that you have people from other countries. Do you know how many countries are represented in your group?
I haven't really looked at the insights, but I have seen several from Netherlands, Austria, Australia, Africa is very dominant in the group. And of course, a lot of them from Europe.
European.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. So if you could define luxury, what would that definition be?
My personal definition, I would say, just enhancing yourself, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Anything that you can do to elevate and enhance yourself. Like, this corner of my house this is my luxury. This is the highlight of my day, coming into my sunroom, getting cozy, with my little wrap or something like that with a glass of wine. That's my luxury. I'm not really big on trips, but I also don't have time for it. But even I enjoy the comfort of my home. That's my luxury. So you create that space, just creating sacred spaces and anything you can do to elevate and enhance yourself. That's my definition.
So that's a very broad definition, because I've seen lots of like Manolo Blanc and Louis Vuittons and the very, 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 very high end type of products that I can aspire to, but I'm probably more frugal. I'm a frugal luxury. Is that a thing?
You just made it up.
I'm simple. I'm a very
made it up.
person,
Yeah.
so it doesn't take much.
I really appreciate the post. It does give me a lot of good ideas, because I think somebody posted one time, "Hey, where do you guys get your bags? I found a bag. I can't find it anywhere. It's discontinued." And then all of these comments were saying, "You need to go to, these places that sell used bags."
Yeah.
I personally, those are all my designer bags come from Keeks, and Keeks is a local resale of designer. So I just feel better about myself when I don't pay full price. Does that make me?
I used to be a huge thrifter, and so I would get my high end brands from thrift store. I am frugal. I'm just as frugal as you are. I spend in certain areas. Like, I love me a fast car. I love my house, but outside of that, it's just I'm really a minimalist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has to be something that's gonna hold its value. Yeah, like a house and a car, those things will hold their value. And the bags and shoes and stuff sometimes not so much. So I gotta make sure I'm moving my money in the right areas.
Right.
Yeah.
So one thing that I kind of cringe when I see, like, for me, if I carried a Birkin bag, I am not in that income bracket. So I shouldn't be carrying a Birkin bag. I should be paying my house note. I should be paying my cars. Right. You know what I mean? So I think that when I see women carrying these expensive bags, yet everything around them is crumbling, I'm like, you need to put these things into perspective. Like, what is a priority in your life? And so for some people, the priority is to look good at any expense. And I don't feel like that's cool either. Right. So I don't know if, we're sending mixed messages when we talk about all of our designer bags, our designer shoes, our jewelry, and all the things that we have. So I don't know. It's like where do we draw the line? How do we put that across and still be responsible, especially for women who aspire to be in that situation? Right.
And so there are a lot of women who kind of interjected, and even in the comments sometimes they're like, well, when they post a car, well, is it paid for? They'll say those things, but I try to take those comments away. So, because like I'm about celebrating the moment, but I've also kind of created a sister group that speaks more to finances, education, and careers. So it's not just about the materialistic things. We can talk about investing and ways to, sometimes you might have the bag and be able to resell it. Just different things. We don't want that broke mentality, even though you look like you have money. So I try to separate the two because I want to keep it to about luxury, but we do have that sister group, and I kind of redirect them over there to talk about those things.
That's cool. Is that under your Black Girl Luxury, or is that a separate group?
It's a separate group. It's BGL Business.
And how is that group doing in terms of numbers? How so this group blew up
last week, I think, but maybe a week or two ago. But it's got maybe 2,000 people in it right now.
Girl, it'll be interesting to see.
That's
you have 300,000 people talking about luxury, but 2,000 that are interested in finance, which I find to be, really interesting. And, there statistically, it says that I think it was like a 2019 statistic where the Black consumer buying power was at $910 billion, and it's projected to grow to 1.7 trillion by 2030, I believe. But I find it very interesting that a lot of Black people, we live, hood rich. We still live in food deserts. So we're parking our luxury vehicles in neighborhoods that is like underserved by the markets that, we pursue these markets that are not even interested in our Black dollar. Right. So I guess, my question is, why do we do that? We talk about Birkin bag, but why do we live rich and die broke? We're
ignorance has a lot to do with it. Ignorance.
Well, dang, Keisha. You got straight to the point, didn't you?
We need to thank you, Sharita. We need to make it very clear, because people hear ignorance and they think that that's an insult. It just means that you don't know. It is a lack of knowledge. Exactly. Yeah. And I think that I think that you're right. I think that it's that. Listen, when my priorities were different, I wanted that bag. I wanted those shoes. And for me, if I'm being honest, it was a visual representation to the world, because at the end of the day, I think whether we admit it or not, we're all seeking approval of some sort, but it's me seeking validation from the world to say that, I can respect, but the priorities are very different. And I realize that me carrying that bag, number one, when I have a bag, a lot of people will assume, because I am Black, that the bag isn't real.
It's a knockoff. I know it. It's amazing. It is
amazing. So that's crazy. They think you paint your own the bottom of your own shoes, which by the way, I do not own a pair of red bottoms, but people assume that everything we have is that is brand associated with a luxury brand is fake. You can't fake a car, but a lot of us go into debt to drive it and park it in front of our mother's house because just call it. Sure. But I guess you already answered the question. How do you balance that? And you're balancing it because you have a separate platform where you do discuss finances. By the way, I also wanted to say a statistic. So we're not, I always thought that we were the largest consumer, but by race, but Asian,
I was going to say
Asians are the largest consumer, but what do they buy? They buy personal insurance. They fund their pensions. They max out their pensions, and education is where their dollars go. And we already know where they're positioned in the world. So,
yeah,
I'm just saying, hey, pop your collar, flaunt your shit.
Right.
But
they have a lot more disposable income in most cases than we do.
Because of us.
As well.
It's because of us. It's coming from us. So
we have 1.7. Yes, and we go to these places where they don't even want us in their little. I'm in the New York area. They will walk you all around a store.
Follow you everywhere.
All around a store, thinking you about to steal that tangerine. This is what's predominantly in our food desert communities. But they take our $1.7 trillion and they put it into them. They invest in themselves, not in luxury items. But,
so Keisha, do you think that your current group, Black Girl Luxury, feeds into the new one that you started, or is it totally different people?
The special thing about the group is that you're only going to see the business group if you're in Black Girl Luxury. So I do like that it's only going to be us just migrating over to this group. So it's kind of like just
got it.
A little side group.
Wait, you said that you want to normalize Black Girl Luxury or normalize luxury for Black women. What are your thoughts about us seeking out Black luxury, like designers or Black luxury people who produce Black people who produce luxurious items?
Who's got a Telfar bag?
I don't have one.
I don't.
Go get you one.
Okay.
Why? Because he's Black, or because I like?
Well, that's your question. Who's pursuing? It's a Black luxury bag.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What was that?
I have to. I'm not gonna. I mean, I definitely like supporting my own, but I have to like it too.
Exactly. Not just because it's Black owned. It has to be good quality. Something that I actually like. And I do have. I'm waiting on something. Something's on the way from a luxury designer. So I can't wait to share that with the group. But I do promote. We do have a few posts that have already mentioned some Black luxury designers as well.
Well, we pursue brands that tell us to our face that they don't want our dollars. So I think that's very interesting.
Right.
They tell us this was not intended for you. Please go over there.
Right.
And we the more they tell us that, the more we no, we're gonna get this.
Right.
We are going to get this bag of Balenciaga.
Right. And social media plays a huge part in that.
It does.
On the forefront. And so when it's being pushed down your throat, sometimes you think that's all that you can have. So hopefully a lot of the Black luxury designers will be put on the forefront more so that we can support them.
I love that you do
the same name and the same legacy that the other designers have. Because we don't hear about the Gucci and Louis Vuitton families that, just years and years of wealth, and hopefully, we'll have Black designers that can gain the same.
Absolutely.
Same recognition. Absolutely.
Right.
So I've read, I didn't do research. I'm not the researcher in the group, Sonia is, but I read somewhere that said wealthy people, not rich people, but wealthy people that have generational wealth, they avoid labels. They don't have an outward, show of these labels or brands. But you can, if you know your designers, you can see that just because they don't have the logo on the buckle, you can see that it's
you can tell what they were
designer.
Absolutely. And you can tell it's rich.
It's the quiet luxury.
You can tell it's rich.
It's the quiet luxury.
I know. And we have that in our group as well. There are a lot of women in the group that prefer not to have the logos. Of course you'll see a bag and you recognize the designer, but as far as their attire and things that they purchase, is really, really quiet. So sometimes you can tell, not necessarily the tension, but you can tell that there's two types of luxury in the group. Some like to shout it, and some are just, kind of more laid back and the quiet looks.
I like that, the quiet looks.
And have you ever had any diverse people try to join?
Well, the group was public up until maybe I think it was last week when I went private. So
why'd you do that?
I'll get there. So but when it was public and because like I said, I really didn't have any, it wasn't about women telling their stories.
Right.
So, and that's what I'm getting to. We wanted a safe space. So of course it was a public group like any other group. And I would assume that you would know you were joining a public group. So people would join the group, and including white women. I've had white women inbox me and said, can I please just stay in the group? I love this group. And I hate to say it, it was almost, sometimes it seemed like they were fetishizing, you know, like,
Oh yeah.
it was a little awkward. And of course the men in there, but there have been some black males who reached out to me just saying they couldn't understand. Well, they do understand why the women didn't want them there, but they weren't there to vet and look for a future mate or a sugar mama. You know, they were there because they actually enjoy seeing the luxury the same way we do. So I made it private for that, so that the women would feel more comfortable sharing their stories. And sharing their belongings, because it came to, it almost came to the point they're showing their homes and going on vacations and stuff. And so I wanted to be more mindful and protecting them in that way.
From a business perspective, do you think that that was a good business decision for your brand? And I say that because I'm thinking of a group that I actually really enjoy. It's a black a group for black women, and they're really showing their homes, and they're particularly their yards, and
the backyards. I was gonna say the backyards.
And so this group, I think when they blew up when they were at like 250,000 members had joined this page, and that was an astronomical number. Your group has clearly exceeded that, and they were on the administrator of that group was on the Today Show. And I thought it was amazing because the media always, they assign us to the hood, and we live in food deserts and ghetto, drug infested, crime ridden neighborhoods. That's the image that is out there for the mainstream. And I love the fact that this group, with 250,000 strong and posting like nonstop, are showing that they're showing the most beautiful aspirational homes. And then you have other black women in there who are not there yet, myself included, who are not there yet, who were saying, I did not even know this existed.
But they also know that it gives them the aspiration to take what they have and make it,
they're sharing that knowledge. But so back to my question for you is closing your group off, is it going to be a detriment to you hitting that 500,000 mark or that 1 million mark?
Y'all hear this lady? No, I was really I battled with that. I think I just closed it last week, and I was really battling because I never really had a goal to begin with, but when I did have a goal, I set it to be 500,000. I said, okay, I'll make it private when I get to 500,000. But it's so much because I'm literally the only admin in the group right now.
You're doing everything.
At this point, it's like, what's the difference between 300,000 and 500,000? So I've made a lot of great connections in the group, and you mentioned the young lady being on the Today Show. We do have a trip coming up that is being co-hosted by myself, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with Sandra McLemore, the travel TV travel expert. So I have made those connections, even in the amount of members that I have now. So no, not necessarily. I think I feel like making it private, and it will probably help. Will probably help into trying to keep out certain all kinds of stuff, which could probably hurt the group even more.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot more concern for your members than just money. The average person would have just said, no, I'm not closing it because I need sponsors. I need more and more members. And you were like, no, I want to make sure that the people that I have cultivated up to this point, that they are safe.
There are plenty of opportunities that I would be able to get from even now. I mean, being here with you ladies is just an honor in itself. It's not necessarily about the money, just being able to speak about it on this platform. I told you I'm a minimalist. It doesn't take a whole lot for me. I have opportunities outside the group that I know, that I have the potential to make money off of. So no, that's not my priority. It's really not.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that. That you are a genuine person, because in today's society, like social media, you don't know who to trust. You don't know if it's a scam. You don't know if somebody's trying to take you for everything, and so it's really refreshing to hear you say that, and to hear your thoughts about the group. You genuinely really want to put something out there for people who can use it and be inspired by it. So, and then to launch a financial piece was like genius. I don't even know if you realize that you just have this, golden touch, but I admire it, and I want to be a part, because
absolutely.
All the things that you're talking about really affect me, even though I'm not considered in that age group. I guess you don't really have an age group, but I think that it's a needed thing that we could definitely learn from and leverage our lives from. So, but one of the things that I wanted to ask you was, what is the one thing that you love most about Black Girl Luxury?
I think it's the diversity. I wasn't really prepared for it to take off. It's like the members of the group own the group now. So it's like I'm at their beck and call to give them what they want. So I just love that everybody wants to be a part of it. The comments that they have, the encouragement that they give other women when they see, see their stories and see their purchases or on their trips. And it's like we have women of all ages in there. And it really touches me to hear like the 20-year-olds that come in there and say, what can I do to get there? Or, it could be a single mom, middle-aged mom that, where do I need to start? Just the inspiration that all these posts are giving everybody that you wouldn't get on a day-to-day basis.
That's true. And you never know when you're helping somebody. Somebody could be extremely depressed, and they could be in an area, just walking out their front door. You don't know where they're living, just like you said, Sonia. And to be able to come back to your group and your posts and just immerse yourself in that, for lack of a better word, and it gives you hope.
Right. People say they scroll. They say some people come to Facebook just to see the group, and I've seen they look like spam, but some people just create a page just so that they can just look in the group all day and just surround.
Because they heard about it.
Right.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So one of the things that I really appreciate about the page is I get really good tips on like fragrances, and because I'm always open it's time for me to change up my fragrance. And so I have an active list of all the fragrances that people have been posting. So the next time I go
to the store and smell out of them.
Yes. There's a whole thread. I have to redirect people because they're constantly asking, what is your favorite perfume? And I'm like, there's a whole thread of women just posting just hundreds and hundreds of perfumes. So
and there was also a post that mentioned a luxury car fragrance. I said, oh, let me check that out. I'd never even heard of that. So it's like I'm learning stuff at this big age, and it's really a cool situation. What are some of your favorite tips that have come across your page?
Yeah. Favorite tips. Let's see. I don't know. I do appreciate the tips about finances as far as credit and the credit cards and different benefits that people are sharing. That's pretty much all that I really don't even have time to enjoy my own group, honestly. I know between moderating and approving posts.
You need a co-admin.
You did say you're the only one.
Yeah, you need somebody.
I have trust issues. So,
well, that sounds familiar.
Give that, because they don't understand what I see for the group, and I don't want them to, start sharing, approving posts that I don't necessarily want in the group right now, that type of thing.
Got it. So, do you literally go through each and every post?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Kidding. And I have right now. I have 2,100 pending, and most of them are pending because I don't really want them, but I don't want to let them down just yet. So I'm kind of like trying to figure out maybe
the nice way
how I can fit it in. Maybe give them a couple minutes. I might take it down. Something, I don't know. But it's 2,100 posts. We still have enough content throughout the day to keep everybody engaged. And so I feel like it's enough. People are always concerned, you haven't approved my post yet, but I feel like we have enough right now. I don't want to overflow the timeline with just all Black girl luxury. You know, I kind of want to space it out and give people the time to comment on the post.
What are some of the, you know me, I'm always messy. What are some of the posts that you've come across that you were like, nope.
No, some people just have nothing but time on their hands, and I wish there was a rule that says, what does this have to do with Black girl luxury? Like, absolutely nothing. A lot of times they're promoting, and that really,
there she is.
That they would just come into the group just for that. I have a whole post. I have a pinned post that allows you to promote your business because I didn't want the group to be infiltrated. So if you did have a business, you can post it in that group and we could all, support each other just in that one post alone. It's got several hundred comments, but just to join the group and then post your business, or you see that women like certain things and now all of a sudden you just want to post that. I don't want us to use the group for that. I'm not even using the group for that. So I definitely don't want somebody to come in. When you have the opportunity to, post your business on that pinned post, but they'll post anything.
I'm curious. Have you come across, because Z, you just mentioned about the perfume post, and is there one particular luxury item that has been posted to the group that has caused sales to go through the roof, or has caused, have you seen an impact? So for instance, the one group that I spoke about before, I don't know if y'all know, they posted about this egg chair that everybody needed to get to their lives. And then you couldn't find an egg chair anyway. Anywhere. They sold out of every store that they said, go look here. And then you go look there and they're all sold out. They're back ordered. Have you seen that sort of impact with anything that has been traced back to your group as the predicate?
Probably the perfumes. I've shared a perfume that's kind of like a pheromone that I saw it on somebody else's group. They had taken my picture because you could see my my backyard. So it was me holding the perfume, and I know that sold fairly well. And then there's some other Amazon perfumes that are selling rather quickly. The Arabian scents, those are fairly fast too.
That's interesting.
I think that it's probably going to get more and more as you continue to grow. I think it's going to grow exponentially. Like you'll be surpassing this women's group with the backyards, honestly.
Yeah. Well, she already is. I think.
I mean,
that's right. You have. You've already surpassed them. So that's amazing.
It just grows like every day. I probably get a few hundred member requests every day. Wow. And before, when it was public, it was more. So it'd be it was almost like looking at the what is the world debt?
The ticker. The ticker with the front.
It was just, I would go back to the group and I was like, oh my goodness, it went up again. Every time I picked my phone up, it just kept going up. So even with the group being private, it's still growing.
We need to rub her hands. We need to rub her so like we can bring those people.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it's all good people. That's what I like about it. It's just good people just joining the group every day.
Now so speaking of messy, that's Sharice's job, but I can be too. Some of the comments, baby, I'm like, really? And I started it. I've actually said a couple of things too. And you even said Cassandra now. Come on, girl.
What did you say?
Ain't no telling.
They will drag you if you let them. They've tried to come for me several times. And I'm like, you can see me. You have to know me. Like, people don't get my sense of humor. I'm very straightforward. Right. But, they will drag me into the ground. I know they probably looked up where my parents live and all types of stuff.
Oh, my God.
Who she is. She got some nerve. But women are catty,
Yes.
Not all of us, but women are really catty. And they're used to seeing different types of behaviors in different groups. Yeah. And I just want to make it clear. We don't do that.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that here. Save that for those other groups. Y'all can have fun. The banter in the other groups. But let's just keep it cute over here.
Yep.
Keep it cute.
That's what I think is like most awesome about these groups is that they're, you know, at the end of, we're catty, and we can be messy, but I think at the end of the day, we all are seeking like-minded people. We're like in search of community, like where are our people? And when you find that group, it is amazing to see how supportive people are and how people really do root for each other. Like you go and they're like, oh my God, you know, your bag is beautiful, I love your shoes, or oh sister, you did that,
or you look great.
Yes. Oh my God. And you see all the likes and whatever. I feel like that is the most beautiful thing about this. And I wish you nothing but the best, because think about it, to have 1 million Black women in there cheering each other on.
And it's gonna happen.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
I'm just glad that today's booking day for the trip, so you guys ought to join us. If you
look, where y'all going?
I got to run on. Look, you got to find my request in your 5,000.
Okay. We have a river luxury cruise coming up next October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it going to be in Virginia, or where's it going to be?
Danube.
Where?
Danube.
Danube.
Yes.
Danube. Okay.
So
I thought you said the lube.
No.
Danube. Okay.
So the luxury river cruise. We're trying to charter the whole ship, so hopefully we can just have us. It's just literally going to be the whole group on the ship. Nobody else.
I love that.
I like
so
that.
Can you give us some pricing information, like, you know, for the girls who have to pay on time? Do you have like
today's booking day, so you're gonna have to lock in today, because I have a feeling it's gonna sell out really, really quick, because the ship only has 79 cabins available.
Oh wow!
So, and they're double occupancy. So
so this is your first annual Black Girl Luxury Cruise.
That's about to sell out. That's already sold.
That's about to sell out. You're gonna probably need double.
We might have to catch the 2025 one, because this one's going to be sold out.
Yes,
I pray. We'll wait for the second one. We'll see how the first one goes, and we'll be ready for the second one.
But the price starts at $39.99. You know, or get the whole cabin for $79.99.
Yeah. And how long? How long will they be there?
A week, from the 28th through the 27th.
Ooh, a week. Okay. Wow. Yeah. That is very nice. That's very nice.
It's going to be beautiful. You know, you get your discounted bags and all that good stuff over there too.
Of course. Stop at all the fashionable places.
You're doing all this by yourself?
It's amazing.
Well, not the trip. I do have help with the trip from Sandra McLemore, the TV host.
Oh, you did say that. Okay.
Yeah. No, I could not do it by myself. She's
Was she a part of your group? Is that how you met her?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome.
See, you're making connections. That's boss moves right there. You're making money moves.
Absolutely.
I have some more stuff in the works. I don't like to announce until it's
till it's already done. Oh, it sounds like somebody we know. Definitely. Well, I'm saying that today, what is this, October 11th?
12th.
Oh, I'm behind. I'd love to come back around and say 6 months and have another conversation with you, just to see what you've done in 6 months. I mean, this is amazing.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. You should
really
feel very proud.
I do. It gives me chills thinking about it sometimes.
You know, I'm so amazed at what opportunities social media provides.
Yes, provides.
You know, when we were growing up, or when we were younger, you know, social media wasn't as popular or even existing, and so we had to hustle, you know, in different ways. And so
in our little areas,
you know, and to be able to broaden your fabulosity all over the world is such an opportunity that it's like, I'm very proud to know people your age and even younger who are able to capitalize on this, because you know, we didn't have that opportunity, and now we're trying to play catch up. But you guys are really, really doing the damn thing, and I'm really proud.
At your fingertips. The world is literally at our fingertips, and that is
it is. It's only about what you do with it. You it's all up to you. Mm-hmm.
And you have to see it in order to even know it's possible. So that, you know, that's the amazing thing, is that you're showing people that it's possible. They can, you know, even if you haven't arrived, you can see all of these hundreds of thousands of people who have made it there. And then you start to believe, hey, I can do that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
Love it. Yeah.
Well, Keisha,
trick your psyche into believing it can happen for you too.
That's right.
Yes.
So we really appreciate you joining us, Keisha, because
thank you so much.
We will definitely do all we can to support. You know, we love supporting Black women. We love to be a help whenever we can. So please, you know, I don't know how we can help, but
I know.
we seem to have it all together.
This is more than enough for this.
We are happy to support
Invite your
at
friends.
the very least.
That's all you
got. There
do.
you go.
Invite your friends.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Yes.
And so Sharita has already started a social meetup that she would like to tell us about. You want to talk to us about that?
Kind of just like some of what we discussed before. You did it for your little group of women that you wanted to
reason and
reach out
season.
Yes. So we're starting our little WOCA style social, and we're gonna have our first brunch in November, and we're inviting the ladies to just sign up on meetup.com on the page, and we would just love to do what you're doing on your group. We want
and how do they search it? It's say the name. It's
WOCA, WOC WOCA. WOCA style social, and it's on meetup.com. So yeah. So and of course we're in Dallas. So it'll be
when I'm in town, I'll drop in.
Absolutely. We'll have something for you. But we want to do different stuff, brunches. We want to do some wine tours and wine tastings and just some fun stuff so that we can get together, like you say, no negativity, fun, relaxation, and then just meeting other like-minded women who can share, you know, what they're going through, or if they had a bad day and they just want to be around some other women, you know, because at this age, sometimes it's really hard. If you've either moved to a new city or state, I mean, you don't know anyone, or for whatever reason, you know, we just want to have a safe.
Find your people.
Find your people. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Appreciate your time, and
always
make sure you go and find Keisha Nicole on Black Girl Luxury.
Go ahead and approve me, Keisha.
That's right. You can find everything luxury related and get some good tips and aspire to be a beautiful, luxurious woman.
I'm getting ready to go look for that luxurious car fragrance. I never heard of it.
Yes.
Me too.
Do a search on it.
In my life.
Do a search on it. All right. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.